What we do here is go back.
Hello, is this thing on? What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about Aerofly. As a disclaimer, Aerofly is an amazing flight simulator. Their team works very hard to give us high quality aircraft and features for the game. Now, the first aircraft I'd like to show you is the Albatross D3, because Aerofly has two World War I fighters, the Sopwith Camel and the Fokker triplane, the DR-1. Here are some photos of the Albatross D3. I think it would be a great addition to Aerofly, and it would look great with many different liveries. One of the things I think Aerofly lacks is liveries. We've seen with the 737-800, it has 70 liveries, but the Sopwith Camel only has one. That's why I think Aerofly should add these liveries. With the new aircraft carrier, I think Aerofly should focus on aircraft carrier-based aircraft. This is the Grumman F6F Hellcat, I believe, and I think this would look great with the new aircraft carrier, along with many different liveries. Now, I know Aerofly already has the Corsair, but it only has 3 liveries, so here's some more. This one would be great for night flying. And I know we already have the P-38 Lightning, but it only has 3 liveries, so here's the P-38 with more liveries. Another great aircraft to add to Aerofly would be the P-51 Mustang. It'd be quite a challenge for startups, and here are some potential liveries for it. Now, I did talk about World War I bombers. Here is the B-17. This is a World War II bomber, and I think it'd also be quite a challenge for startups, and here are some potential liveries. Now, because we have the Ju-52 in Aerofly, here is the C-47 Skytrain. This is a paratrooper aircraft from World War II based on the DC-3. I think this would be a great addition for Aerofly, along with many different liveries. Now, stepping away from World War II aircraft, I'd like to talk about the Super Hornet because of Aerofly's new aircraft carrier. I think they should focus on carrier-based aircraft. This shows the difference between the F-18 Super Hornet and the F-18 Legacy Hornet. Here are some liveries for the F-18 Super Hornet. Now, staying on the topic of aircraft carriers, here's the F-14 Tomcat. I think this would look great with many different liveries. The afterburner would sound nice, and it has tailhook and folding wings. Another carrier-based aircraft, the F-4 Phantom. This would be great for Aerofly because it'd be its first Vietnam-era jet, and it has folding wings and tailhook. Another thing about the F-4 Phantom is that it was used by the Blue Angels and the Thunderbirds, which would be great for demonstrations and air shows in Aerofly. Okay, for the last military aircraft, here we have the F-15. I know we already have that, but it only has 3 liveries, so here's the F-15 with more liveries. As well as being used in Japan, check out some of this artwork that they have. I know Aerofly already has the Black Hawk, but here are some more liveries, including Police, Coast Guard, Coast Guard Red, Firefighting, Homeland Security, and a very important one, U.S. Army Medic. Alright, here's the JU-52 already in game. It only has 2 liveries, so here's 2 more. Okay, here's a sailplane. It does feature a unique wing design, like a bird. I think this sailplane would be a great addition for Aerofly. I had to AI search the image for it, and this is what it's called. Okay, moving on. This is the G1000. I think Aerofly should use this in a Cessna 172. I think it would look great. Okay, next up is the Cessna 152. You can see it has open landing gear, different than the Cessna we currently have in the game, as well as a Cessna 182, which would be great as well. Here's a Cessna 152 with a classic aluminum skin, Cessna with retractable gear, and these are liveries that would look great. Almost forgot to add this one. Here is the F-16. I think this would be an amazing addition for Aerofly. Here's an F-16 with additional fuel tanks. You could see them right next to the wings. I think this would be great for the fuel and load customization. I think this would be a great livery for Aerofly. This is the U.S. Air Force livery. Then I believe this is either Arctic or the Aggressor livery for the F-16. I think this would be great, followed by the Desert, or once again the Aggressor. Now this would look very amazing in the sunsets. Here is the Afterburner, which would look great. Now if this were to get added, Aerofly should add a feature to add fuel tanks, which would be great for fuel and load customization. And last but not least, the Thunderbirds. And more liveries for the Airbus H-135 helicopter, including private, police, air ambulance, as well as openable emergency doors. Now on Aerofly, we only have two aerobatic aircraft, the Pitts S2B and the EX330. This is I believe, the Edge 540. I think this would be great in Aerofly, as well as many different liveries. Now, moving on to general aviation, this is the Vans RV7. This would be a great addition to Aerofly with many different liveries. Now, moving on to cargo jets, this is the MD-11. This would be a great addition to Aerofly considering we only have one cargo aircraft. Now, going back to aerobatic aircraft, this is the Pitts S2B. This is actually in Aerofly, and I think it needs some more liveries, so here's some more. Now, going back to general aviation, this is the Jungmeister BU-133. And it only has a few liveries, so here's a few more. Similar to the Jungmeister 133, this is the Jungmeister BU-131. This is the DR400. In Aerofly it only has one livery, so here are some more. Now, for a short summary before I end the video, Aerofly needs to add more liveries for its aircraft, more aircraft considering we only have 42 in the game, and in part 2, if you guys would like to see, I'll make a section about features. And that'll be all for this video. Thank you all for watching. Please consider subscribing and liking this video if you'd like to see more. Please drop a comment and let me know if you'd like to see part 2. Part 2 will be very good, I promise.